Welcome to Rock On. I am your Mistress of Metal, Lalandra Lancaster, and today I have three wonderful guests. I have Brett, Quartz, and Rhea for your entertainment. But first, here's some news. King Coffee, the drummer for the Butthole Surfers, is recovering in hospital after being hit by a car while loading for a show in Austin, Texas last Friday. Coffee was preparing for a play at a Trailer Space Records in Austin and was unloading for the show. Coffee was about to play a showcase set with his own trio, USA and Mexico, with members of Same Sack and the Cherubs when the accident occurred. The drummer was carrying his equipment across Rosewood Avenue in Austin when the driver of the car hit him. He was taken to a nearby Brackenridge Hospital to be treated for rib and wrist injuries. He's also received 10 stitches to the head. That's gotta hurt. And also, just before Christmas, Iron Maiden vocalist Bruce Dickinson visited his doctor for a routine checkup that led to tests and biopsies which revealed a small cancerous tumor in the back of his tongue. A 7-week course of chemotherapy and radiology treatment was completed yesterday. As the tumor was caught in its early stages, the prognosis thankfully is extremely good. Bruce's medical team fully expect him to make a complete recovery with the all clear investigated by late May. It will take further few months for Bruce to get back to full fitness. In the meantime, we ask for your patience and understanding and respect for Bruce and his family's privacy until we update anybody by the end of May. Bruce is doing very well considering the circumstances, and the whole team is very positive. And one more thing, because I get to do this because it's my show. Suge Knight has a tummy ache, so he can't go to court. Poor thing. I know, I feel so bad for him.
That's my pity sniffle for the evening.
Put him in the same group as Kanye.
Well, Kanye, yes, Kanye. We talked about him last week when he did the same thing to Bush as he did to Taylor Swift. And, yeah, he got no remorse from any of us, that's for sure.
That's kind of backlashed on him.
I tried to trip him on the way up, but I just couldn't get my foot out in time. Just not that quick.
Anyways, so Brett, you've been a DJ in SL for how long now?
About 8 years now in SL. And prior to that, I've actually been in broadcasting for about 35 years now. Started out on a little AM station back in New England. Yeah, so I've been doing it a long time. Did some mobile work, terrestrial radio, and now I have a radio station here in Second Life.
Nice, and what's that called?
It's called the Gorian Whip Radio. It's based out of Gore, which is a role-play community in Second Life. We're actually expanding beyond Gore right now. We're really extending our reach out into the other role-play groups as well as mainstream, too.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Do you DJ at any gigs or just for the radio station?
No, I actually DJ, thank you for the applause, thank you. I actually DJ at Frank's Place as well. I do fill-ins there. But most of my time is spent, the radio station is really a full-time gig in world and out of world, so most of the time is spent there. I do have 3 shows on the air that I do Monday, Tuesday, and Friday mornings from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
That's awesome. Is there any shout-outs you want to do?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to the Gorian Whip team. Thank you very much. You guys rock. If you guys want to listen to the Whip, you can go to our website. It's www.gorianwhip.com. You can also find us on TuneIn Radio as well.
That is awesome. So what do you think of the news? Do you have any comment?
No, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sorry to hear about the injuries there. And you know, like Quartz was saying, you know, I've never been in a band, but even when we did DJ equipment, we would always park on the same side of the road that we were loading in or loading out of.
And I'm happy Bruce Dickinson is getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a wonderful voice. So you play for Frank's. I love Frank's. Frank's is an awesome place.
It's an amazing venue, and it's so popular here in Second Life, and it's a great, you know, the people who come there, I play at both Frank's Elite and Frank's Place, And the people who go there are just so dedicated to the venue and to Nancy Sinatra and everything that they're doing over there. You just walk in with a smile on your face, and when you're done, you just feel like you've done a really great job because you made a lot of people happy. You know, they really enjoy being there.
Yeah, I go there and I screw with the DJs. I ask them to play Richard Cheese. And they can play it. They can play it. They're allowed to play Richard Cheese for me, so I'm usually happy and they get a good tip. So, yeah, if you haven't heard what Richard Cheese is, he's a lounge singer that sings rock and roll songs.
Oh, wow. I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, you'll have to check him out. He's awesome. Especially, like, he's got Baby Got Back, Welcome to the Jungle. He's got a ton of songs. That's just... And they're allowed to be played at Frank's, so...
You know, we're pretty lucky over there because people are, you know, they know the format and they know the genre, and you know, we have a pretty diverse, wide range of music that we can play. It's not just jazz, you know, and I play everything from R&B to Motown to, you know, classics and jazz, and so I think that's what makes it kind of popular, is that there's a good mix of music there.
There's a really good mix of music there. I do agree. I like going there and like dressing up and going there and just hanging out and listening to the tunes and stuff, because it's a nice change from what I listen to all the time. So, you know, because I listen to metal all the time and I'm like forever listening to that.
You'll have to tune into the Whip then, because we have a couple of metal shows there as well.
I will have to do that. So let's go over to Quartz. How are you today, Quartz?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me, Lilandra.
Thanks for coming here, and I'm glad you're here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and like, you're a Canadian singer, and actually he lives in Ontario, and I know exactly where he lives, and he knows exactly where I live, so that's kind of funny.
I could throw your newspaper on your door from here.
So tell me, how long have you been in music?
Been in music? Oh, geez, how old am I now? Carry the 1 divided by 5. Probably about 30 years, give or take a hiatus here and there.
30 years, that's a long time. And so what brought you into SL to play music?
To keep it short, I wanted to play what I like to play, and I do the real life thing as well, and no knock against it, but there's songs that nobody wants to hear Marillion Beautiful when I'm playing in a bar, and so it's nice to be able to play those songs that I really love, and also to play my originals, because there's a little bit of exposure out here, but in Second Life, it's just a lot more freedom, and I like the freedom.
Any venues you play in?
Oh, there's a few, yeah. Key West, Music Revelations, the Boom Pony, Under the Willows, Surfside, Night Moves, Joya Lounge, and wherever they'll have me. I don't make a mess, so.
Any shout-outs you want to do?
Oh, I could be here all day. I want to shout out to Duplicat, honey. Hey, out in the audience. Hey, baby. Gertie, Scott's Paul, the purveyor of the stream that I use, D-Side Radio. And, yeah, just thanks to all the people who come out to the shows and support us Second Life musicians. It's much appreciated.
Awesome. And you're going to be singing a song close to the end of the show for us. That's going to be exciting. You can pick whatever song you want. You can do an original, or you can do something else. It's all good for us.
Children of Bodom, or, I'll do something.
Hey, whatever you want. Hi, Rhea. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well, thank you. So how long have you been singing?
I've been singing, give or take, carry the 1. I've been singing about 35, 40 years. Well, 35 years, roughly.
And what brought you into SL? What brought you into SL to sing?
Well, I saw an ad in Facebook. I was, playing all those Facebook games, those foolish little things. And I saw an ad on the side of Facebook, and it was talking about haunted houses and 3D imaging and so on and so forth. And I was fascinated by that. And so I came in just to see what it was about. And then I realized that Second Life was the same thing that they had on CSI New York. They did a whole episode of Second Life on that. And when I figured that out, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. So I started kind of going around and immediately got into music. And I own venues. I've owned or operated at least 4 venues since I've been in here, and I've been in here about a little over 4 years. And then I started singing about 3 years ago, because I hadn't been singing for quite some time because I was raising kids, and all the kids are all gone now, so they're all grown up and married and whatever. So this was a great way for me to get back into my music again.
That's awesome. Are there any venues that you work at?
Oh, I've worked at a lot of the ones that Quartz mentioned, and there's a new one. Well, actually, it's not new. It was recently closed, and it's reopening again. The Fillmore is coming back, yes. And so I'll be there next week, and I have a few others here and there, and I'm also over in InWorlds as well. So I try to get around to the other grids as well, just for a change of pace and change of venue and whatever.
InWorlds, if you guys don't know what InWorlds is another form of SL. It's still quite new. It's not as old as SL, but it's pretty much the same as SL.
Pretty much. It's a lot smaller. There's not as many people there, but they're actually doing fairly well considering there's a lot of the musicians that are here in SL are over there too. There's, again, it's not as populated and so on, but it's nice. It's just another place to go. But SL's always been my home. I've been here for as long as 4.5 years, somewhere in that area, and so this is home.
And is there anybody you want to shout out to?
Well, I, of course, Seda Sinister's out there in the audience, and hello, dear. And he's been my manager and my muse, and he's done an awful lot to help me here in SL with the music, and he has a very extensive musical background as well. And to all the folks that come out to see me, I do appreciate you all very much, and all the venue owners that have let me sing at their venues, I appreciate you all too.
Okay, so last week, we had people that didn't see the Super Bowl halftime show. And then I asked my lovely guests here today, and they actually have seen the halftime show. So, and they have some words to say about that. So you want to go first, Brett?
Sure, I'm probably going to be the oddball out. I loved it. I was pretty drunk by the time halftime came around. I'm from Boston originally, so the Patriots were doing pretty good, and I've got a musical theater background as well, so I found it very theatrical. I was a little disappointed in the sound quality. The sound quality over the air was really horrid, but as far as the performance itself and the theatrics of it, I really enjoyed it.
I liked it too. I liked the lion sword. That's what I liked about it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, the left shark is a little funny. Something going on there. I don't know. All the talk about the left shark.
Yeah,
I started that somebody actually created a costume and put it up for sale, and Katy Perry's team went after her and put a stay on it. But that was pretty funny.
Quartz, what was your view on it?
I am probably one of the only ones in North America who really didn't see it.
You didn't see it on YouTube
No,
or anything?
I saw a little bit of it in kind of like a highlight thing that somebody was watching at work, and the one thing that caught my eye was the way the stage, when they were looking down on top of it, it looked like it was coming apart and coming back together, and the only thing I could equate it with, I said, wow, that looks like the wall the tour that Roger Waters did when the wall was coming apart and going in and out, and it was like, and you're sitting there going, wow, that's really cool. So I thought it was kind of trippy, but that's pretty much the only thing I saw because I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't
Well,
watch it.
here's what I heard too. I understand
You can
that
flog
Katy
me over
Perry-
by the tree later.
I heard that Katy Perry is huge in Japan, and I live here in Glendale now, and there was so much Japanese media here just for that, not even for the game, just for the halftime show for Katy Perry.
Wow, that's insane. I didn't know about that. I didn't like the kitty part of it. Like, I liked her on the lion sword, and I liked her in the air, but I wasn't too pleased on the whole beach scene thing. I thought that was kind of...
How about those Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about those Patriots? They did a good job.
Oh my God. If there was any more hate in the world for anyone at this point, right? Oh, come on, Miss A.
So Rhea, I know that you have some words about the halftime show. I know that you weren't very pleased with it.
Well, it's just I'm old school, and I like to listen to musicians, and I love Katy Perry. She's got a wonderful voice. She's got a great stage presence. I am, again, old school. I don't go for all the theatrics. It seems like this generation feels that they need to have all this big production, and all of them are doing it. It's got to be a big production. I remember the years back when you just go to hear the band, and they just sing. You didn't have all these mechanical things and so on and so forth. So, I don't know. I guess the young people like it, and that's okay. It's just it wasn't my cup of tea. I think she sounded great. She's got a wonderful voice. I really do admire a lot of the young people now that have these great voices that are coming out, but I just don't go for the theatrics. I thought it was a little over the top.
I hear you. Like, I do understand that. Like I said, the kiddie theme was kind of out there, and I guess now it's gearing towards kids so that the kids can watch the Super Bowl halftime with their parents or whatever, so they're not so bored, I guess.
Probably.
I didn't see that it was more geared. I thought it was more of an anime type thing, which, again, kind of goes along with what I was saying about the Japanese market. I think that there's a younger audience for that, definitely, that is into that anime and cartoonish kind of stuff.
That's true. I can see that. And plus, Easterners, yeah, like in Asia and stuff like that, they all love that kawaii type thing with all of the little cutesy, wootsy animals and all that stuff.
Right.
They do that stuff. They eat that stuff up.
Yes, they're talking about this auto-tune thing in local chat, and I find that interesting. We were talking about that fool Kanye West, and the man he uses an auto-tuner. Okay, he's supposed to be such a hot thing, and he's got to use a voice thing to sing. So who is he really? Katy Perry can sing circles around him, and most others.
It's true. No, Kanye is Kanye, and I've made it quite clear that I do not like Kanye. I don't think I'll ever like Kanye, and I think that his are just a spoiled, rotten little brat who needs to be put over the knee and spanked, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Of course, he might like that. I don't know.
I don't know. We have to ask him.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Anyway, if you have any questions for our panel of guests, please feel free to ask them over to Honey Blunt's Bleh, and she'll be able to get them to me, and then I'll be able to ask the questions. And a shout out to Basil Nico Designs. Yes, Basil Nico Designs is my store, and I sell a whole bunch of really cool looking clothing for men and women. There's men's leather jackets there that are pretty unique in world, and they look really good, as well as the women's clothing, and I've got more coming, and I'll be having another store opening up soon, and we are live at the HAWX Endings Sim. Yeah. The HAWX Ending Sim, unfortunately HAWX is closing after almost 6 years of being online, and yeah, it's kind of a sad day. Our last show will be on Sunday. But anyway, so we have 2 performers here. So we're going to get to that, and we're going to get them to sing a song. And I'd like to thank the 3 of you for coming on to my show. I greatly appreciated you guys coming here. And
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yes.
oh, it's not a problem.
Thank you.
So, Quartz, would you like to go first? Oh, wait. We have a question. Rhea and Quartz, what genre that you sing, who are your musical influences are?
Go ahead,
Go
Gord.
first, Rhea? Influences. Too many to name, but I think when I was younger, it was AC/DC and The Who, and Queen, and then Pink Floyd, and then I kind of journeyed into the progressive rock thing with Yes and Marillion and Genesis, and then I got into Sting and the songwriters of Toppin and Elton John and the Beatles and Peter Gabriel's. I'm a big fan of Peter Gabriel, and it just goes round and round. Stravinsky. I think when you hear my music, you'll go, oh yeah, he likes progressive rock. I steal a lot from that, unfortunately. Chord changes and different, yeah. So that's those are pretty much my influences.
Well, mine are, of course, as we were discussing earlier, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks. I literally idolized her as a child, and I loved Queen. I was in their fan club. My walls were wallpapered with Queen posters when I was a kid. And I loved, 70s rock. I was just a 70s rocker chick. So anything that had anything to do with the 70s, I love that. In fact, most of my set is 70s rock. So, but I sing various genres. I mean, I sing some jazz, I sing country, but mostly my heart is in rock.
There you go.
I have a question
We
for
like
you,
to
Rhea.
rock.
I have a question
Okay.
for Rhea. How can you be in the fan club of Queen and not love theatrics? They were like one of the first rock
I know.
bands
They-
to come out with theatrical
Yeah.
stuff. It was awesome. It was
Yes,
awesome.
Freddie was very theatrical. I absolutely agree with you. And it wasn't, I know. And I actually thought of that when I was saying that. I did think about Queen. I'm like, yeah, okay. But I don't know. There was just something about the Katy Perry show that just kind of just didn't do it for me. Maybe it was the big lion she came out on, or I don't know. It was just too much.
I think with
Maybe I'm
Freddie,
just
it was
getting old. I don't know.
Freddie was a natural theater performer. He did it
He
from the
was.
soul. And
He was.
He didn't have to choreograph it. He just went. And that's
Yes.
But if you look at any of those bands, I mean, Queen, you've got Pink Floyd you talked about. I mean, God, talk about a theatrical band on stage. They're awesome.
I love the theatrics. I love the theater and the production. When lighting and that started to come into reality with rock shows with Floyd and Queen, Genesis, and I love the light shows and the whole production of it. If a good production value, I'm sold. It just adds to the music as far as I'm concerned. I just love it.
I hope that answered your question. That was an awesome question. Thank you.
And if I
That was
forgot to
from
mention
Duplicate.
Marillion, I'm sorry.
Okay, so now is the time that we get to listen to Quartz and Rhea. First we'll go with Quartz and then Rhea, and then we'll round out the show. You ready?
All right, I'm ready. I'm going to throw some of that theatrical reverb on here. Playing original. This one's called Sparks. I hope you like it. Blades of sunlight shear the clouds. What a beautiful view. Shimmering off the windswept waves. Everything reminds me of you. Sparks from the fire join up with the stars and the moon. We are sparks from the fire join up with the stars and the moon. Everything reminds me of you. sky above is violet hued. What a beautiful scene. The rolling thunder comes in waves. Does anything remind you of me? Does anything remind you of me? Sparks from the fire join up with the stars and the moon. We are sparks from the fire joining up with the stars and the moon. Everything reminds me of you. There you go. There's one.
Very nice.
Thank you. Sometimes they're like running a marathon.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. Rhea, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to have to shut voice off and turn on everything else. So let me switch headphones.
Yep. And everybody turn on your stream, and you'll be able to hear Rhea sing her song.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for coming to my show tonight. I'm really happy that you guys made it, and I hope you guys stick around to enjoy the festivities of the HAWX. And thank you three for coming on to my show. I really appreciate it. It was very fun having you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. Thanks, Amanda.
And we will see you next week on Rock On. You have a great evening, everybody.